Hi, everybody. My name's Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Yah.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah YouTube channel. And it is a Thursday on the Gregorian calendar. It is a dog bath day for us today. I hope you guys are well. Our family is your family. Your family is our family. And this, as a lot of you guys know, if we don't do a daily lesson, something either horrific has happened or something out of our control. And so yesterday we did a lesson. It was a really, really super good lesson. We went all through it. It seemed like it was just a super great teaching, and then we got done, and this little janky tablet we have is out of space, and it was not recording anything, and so we just talked amongst ourselves for the fun of it. And so we thought we'd do it again today, and we didn't think we'd redo it again yesterday because we didn't think it would be very happening after we just did it. So here we are today. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
Everyone alive? Eli, you got big yawns going there. Are you going to survive?
Yep.
That's good. So sitting in front of me to my left, I have the Writings of Abraham book, which just came off of Amazon, and it is absolutely super, super cool. Miss Nicole, I think, said it had 177 pages. Okay, it's less than 177 pages, but it is available now, and so you can actually grab this from our website, and I'll leave a link right there. The first two books are there right now, and these are the small books, and for every 10 of these books that are ordered, one full 103 book scriptures is able to go into the prisons. And so these are really, really super cheap books. These are would be great for anybody's library for passing them out. These are all restored names, Hebrew scriptures in them, and so you can also get these all absolutely free as well at YahScriptures.com. These are part of the Apocrypha series, and the Apocrypha series is right here. And this is the pre-order that you guys can also do as well. We're getting a couple pre-orders. We're hoping for a lot more. Pre-orders that probably won't be out until next year. Probably we're talking February and March. We almost sent the scriptures into the manuscript into our printers overseas, but we weren't happy with them. We found some things that made us go through these one more time, and we are going through them one final time. There's 7 of us right now that are diligently reading every single day, all day long. It is our full-time job. And we also, I just hired a guy from Bangladesh, and he is our final eyes on this as well. He is a guy that's doing the final proofs on all this stuff. So all this stuff we're trying to expect to be done inside of less than 15 days. We are, again, working very hard on this. And if you guys would like to get a pre-order in, there's only going to be 1,000 of these that are ordered. And they are large print. They are 14.5 font, and you will never find another book like this anywhere. Now, for those who are downloading these scriptures, this is what you'll want to check right here. You'll want to check to make sure you guys are on revision 3 of both of Yah's Scriptures and of the Apocrypha. So both of them. This is the final version for the Apocrypha that will be going to print, and the other version we'll probably end up with a couple of other versions for the main scriptures until we have these absolutely perfected. And so thank you to everybody who has helped us with this and helped us with this prison ministry, trying to get this out. All right, gentlemen, let's get a quick recap of where we are at. To the point, we are in chapter 66, and what has happened to this point?
We get Abraham's life story. We get how he was born. We get how he was raised with Noah. We get how he was with Nimrod and how he gets thrown into the fire, but he lives because Yahuwah is with him. But his brother did not have the same faith he did, so he dies, and he basically is gone. So Nimrod lets Abraham live. He sits next to Abraham, but he only really wants the power that Abraham has to not die like he did. He wants to know how to get this power through Abraham, from how he can do it. And so basically Abraham leaves. He basically goes off into another journey, and he ends up down in Egypt.
Okay, all right, and so here we are. We are in the basically the presence of where are we at right now? What's happening to this very point? What is about to happen with Abraham? Where's Sarah right now? What are we about to read?
He's about to talk about Sarah, and he's about to talk about how. So in the previous chapters, it talks about how who gives him a dream and he gets scared. Tells him he needs to tell Pharaoh and the people of Egypt that Sarah is his sister.
Okay, and so Sarah is Sarah's in the hands right now of Nimrod, or Pharaoh, excuse me. So this is where we are continuing on, chapter 66. And it's kind of weird for us because we already read this, and so we're kind of wacky as far as trying to get you guys back up to date with this. So hopefully, our apologies if it doesn't make any sense. If it doesn't make any sense, go back to yesterday's writings of Abraham, and it will. Okay, 66. When the men departed from me, they went directly into the presence of Pharaoh. And when they had eaten with him, he had good wine brought forth. While they drank together, they began to speak unto him of what had transpired. But all they could speak of were the beauties of Sarah. How beautiful is the woman Sarah, they said, who sitteth at Abraham's right hand. How comely is the shape of her face. How delicate and fine spun are her tresses. How beautiful are her eyes. How delicate is her nose, and the whole luster of her countenance. How fair are her breasts, and how comely with all her is her complexion. How comely too are her arms, and how perfect are her hands. Perfect are her hands. How pleasing are her hands to behold. How lovely her palms. How long and slender her fingers. How comely are her feet. How well rounded her thighs. None of the maidens and none of the brides that enter the bride chamber are fairer than she. Her beauty is greater than all other women, and she excels them all. Moreover, along with all this beauty, she hath great wisdom, and the workmanship of her hands is fair indeed. What other women in the scriptures do we have that have like this kind of a description? Like who do we know of in scriptures that is just absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful of this kind of description? Miss Nicole's coming over here. Do you have any input?
I have nothing.
You guys have nothing? You guys don't remember?
I think Rachel. Rachel might.
Rachel was good looking. Who else was
Rebecca?
Rebecca? Right. And who else? Who do we know of? Esther. Remember? Esther. She was exceptionally beautiful as far as that goes.
There's one in the Apocrypha, Yehudith.
Oh yeah, Yehudith, right? Yep. And if you guys have never read the scriptures of Yehudith, the Apocrypha, there's another woman who was counted to this kind of beauty that it was, it's like they shut the kingdom down to talk about this woman. Now again, since Abraham's the writer of this, did he pencil this stuff in anymore, or were these people really sitting here going, "Your fingers are very long and slender and beautiful"?
I think this is probably Abraham.
I love your toes. Your toes are very beautiful.
Abraham's like, this is probably what they think, but this is what I think.
This is what they're talking about my wife. Okay, 67. When he heard these words, Pharaoh lusted after Sarah, and he sent his servants to fetch her to him. Knowing it will be the will of Yahuwah, I let her go, although my heart was grieved within me. Yeah, this is a huge, huge thing. Somebody just coming for your wife to marry her. They're taking her by force. 3, when Pharaoh saw her, his lust grew within him, for he was overcome by her beauty, and he took her into his household as his wife, and sent men to slay me, that I might not rise up to claim her. But Sarai, seeing these things, said unto Pharaoh, he is but my kinsman. Wherefore Pharaoh called back his men, and my life was spared. So there's the jealous to-be husband, the adulterer, trying to take off with the wife, trying to kill off the other husband.
Yeah, and we can see right now why he lied to Pharaoh. This is my sister, and we can see that probably the same thing that happens to Abimelech in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, 68. But Lot and I and all our household spent that night in prayer before Yahuwah for Sarai, that she might accomplish her mission, and that she might not be defiled contrary to her covenants. And I stood with my arms stretched out toward the Shemaim after the Kadesh order of Elohim, and I said, Barak art thou, O Yahuwah, the Most High Elohim, Adonai of all worlds, and Adonai and ruler over all things. I know that thou dost rule over all the sovereigns of the earth, executing judgment upon them in righteousness, even as thou didst save me from the evil designs of the mighty sovereign Nimrod. Now do I complain before thee concerning Pharaoh of Phon, sovereign of Mitzrayim, who has violently abducted my wife Sarai from me. Wreak justice upon him in my behalf, and let me behold thine hand wax mighty against him and against all his household, and let him not be able this night to defile my wife contrary to her covenants. Let them come to know, O Yahuwah, that thou art Yahuwah of all sovereigns of the earth, and the ruler of all men. For this cause did I suffer Sarai to go among them according to thy counsel. And Elohim hearkened unto my prayer, and withheld his ruach from the Mitzrites, that none of them were able to come at their wives that night. In the morning, consternation reigned throughout the land of Mitzrayim, for no man had been able to lie with his wife all that night. Pharaoh also was greatly perplexed, for although his lust toward Sarai had grown throughout the night, he had been unable to satisfy that lust because of the curse of Elohim, which rested upon him. Therefore he summoned all his wise men and all the physicians of his household, but none could heal him, and all had suffered the same affliction. Well, sounds like a bad night in Egypt, right? It's not nothing's happening there. Okay, then the Ruach of Yahuwah fell upon Sarai, and she said, "My master, it is indeed a sad matter that this affliction should be upon thee. My kinsman Abraham is a man full of wisdom, and the Ruach of our Elohim. Send for him, therefore, and he shall tell thee how to be delivered from these bonds, that thou mayest freely take me to thyself." Now this she said at the direction of Yahuwah, our Elohim. And Yahuwah softened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened unto her words, and he sent Shulem, one of his chief ministers, unto my camp. When Shulem arrived in camp, he was, according to my directions, went to the tent of Lot. And when he had entered the tent, he bowed before Lot and said, "My master Pharaoh and all the males of the land of Mitzrayim have been cursed, that they are unable to come with their wives." But it had been told Pharaoh by his handmaiden Sarai that her kinsman Abram is a man full of wisdom and of the Ruach of your Elohim. Let him therefore come and lay his hands upon my master Pharaoh and pray for him, that he may be healed and live. But Pharaoh said to him, "As long as his wife Sarai remains with the sovereign, my uncle Abram will not be able to pray for him. Be off thou, and tell the sovereign to release the woman to her husband. Then he will pray for him, and he will be healed." Now, why do you think Abraham sent him into the tent of Lot? Why didn't Abraham deal with this guy himself? Why did
maybe he'd be too jumpy at it, trying to hey, you gotta let Sarah go, and then they'd be like, hey,
too emotional or something?
Maybe,
too jacked up? You have my wife?
Maybe he thought Lot might be a little calmer about the whole situation. Maybe make him trick him a little more.
Maybe Lot was level-headed, perhaps. Okay, 72. When Shulem heard these words, he was amazed, and he went straightway to the sovereign. "My sovereign," he said, "this curse hath come on account of Sarai, the wife of Abram. Let Sarai be restored to her husband, Abram, and this curse will be lifted from off all the males of Mitzrayim." Upon hearing these words, the sovereign asked Sarai, saying, "Is this so?" "Yea, my master," she said, "and it is done that thou mightest behold the power of Elohim. For when thine heart lusted after me, thou shouldest have asked and not taken me by force. But this is done, that the glory of Elohim might be revealed, that thou shouldest turn from the worship of dumb mighty ones to the worship of the true and living Elohim." Hearing these words, Pharaoh summoned me to him, and when I entered his presence, he asked, "What is this that hath been done? For I have taken Sarai to wife, while she was yet your wife, and for this thing a curse hath fallen upon me, and all males in the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore, pray for me, that this curse may be removed from us, according to Pharaoh's request." I laid my hands upon him and prayed over him, and he and all the males of Mitzrayim were healed. When the sovereign had been Barak, he was recovered, and he praised Yahuwah for his recovery. Wherefore I took him into the garden, and immersed him in the name of Yahuwah, and all his household with him. And when I had Barak him, Sarah came before him, and he knew that he had been healed, for the Ruach of Elohim fell upon him with this testimony, and the witness thereof was sure. All right, I think we'll leave it at this, guys. What are your thoughts on this for the second time around, since we've already actually had these great discussions and these great thoughts, and the entire immensement of history and historical stuff all came out yesterday, and it came to deaf ears.
I feel like all the pharaohs are always getting beat here. Every time, Egypt's always taking a beating from Israel.
Yeah, they're definitely in the land of Mitzrayim, but I mean, Nimrod took a beating as well in certain ways, but I mean, not like this. We've had several accounts in where the people of Mitzrayim have become the example of Yah's ways and Yah's stuff. So, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is Mitzrayim, and don't become a pharaoh. You'll be owned.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else? Anyone have anything at all?
Read your Bibles.
Read your Bibles. Pray. And I think that's what I was saying yesterday. Pray a lot, because the only way that we have that we can get into sync with our Creator is in prayer. And the only way that we know of that we can talk to our Creator is through the ways that He told us, His Son told us to pray. And it says something like, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." And that's how we take off with our prayers. So guys, with that, we hope you have a wonderful day. We thank you all for everything. Much love to you, and we will see you again tomorrow, Yah willing.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.